So you've finally made all of your letters if you followed the first two videos, and your letters hopefully will look something like this. Remember that we are looking for letters that are clean, have a good outline. There are no spikes and or bumps anywhere on them. And the fact that you have chosen whatever width outline that you want. Remember, you can choose the width of your outline and its color, and you can choose its fill. Now, once you have chosen once you have made all of your letters and everything is done, I would like for you to come down here to your letters that you used as your tracing and go ahead, and this is an eyeball. This is going to turn off the layers visibility. So we do not want to see this anymore. So we're going to turn off the eyeball, and you can see now I have my nice clean letters going over there. You will also notice that I've taken the time to double click and rename all of my layers so that I can remember which letter is on which layer. All right. So I've decided on my color. I have decided on my outline. I have turned the eyeball off on my letters, and I am now ready to start arranging these things. Now, this is going to be a piece of graffiti. This shouldn't just be a project where we are just like writing our letters right across the paper. We want to do some form of cool arranging and overlap. If you hop on the internet and take a look at some examples of graffiti, you will see here how one of the things that signifies graffiti is the simple fact of this kind of overlapping style of lettering with graphics. Again, overlapping lettering, style of graphics, thick, fills up the whole wall. Here's another one. Again, with this cool style of graphic. All right. Fills up the whole wall, and then they put their little graphic at the end right there. So you want to take that into consideration. You want your letters to either fit together like a puzzle, overlap, and you do want your graphic in there, and you definitely want your graffiti to fill up the whole page. So you can see here, my young is fairly big at the moment, but right now it's not really we'll say good, it's just written straight across. So I want to really try to make this start to look like graffiti. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. I'm going to right click on the layer, and I'm going to choose rasterize. Now you see this little thing right here? This means that it's a path. Okay, I don't want to make it a path anymore. I want to make it an actual shape that I can do something with. Rasterize means turn a path into a picture. So I'm going to click rasterize. You'll see that this appears. And I'm going to do that for every single layer. Rasterize, 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 rasterize. All right. And now that I have done that, I am able to come up here and use my move tool. And now I'm going to start arranging. So the next thing I'd like for you guys to do after you've made your letter is start arranging. And I can start to take my letters. I can make them bigger. If I hold the shift button, I can start to rearrange it. So I'm going to drop my G, and I'm going to start arranging it somewhere here. Again, I want it to take up the whole page, and I want it to kind of fit together. So there's my G. I'm going to sit here, click on my N. All right, and I'm going to make my N. And you can see, by the way, the order of the layers is where they are. So the N sits on top of the G, and you can see here the N sits on top of the G. So the N's on top of the G and the U's on top, and so forth and so on. If you want a letter to be in a different space, you just drag it below, and now you can see that the N is below the G. So now the N's above, and now the N's below. So your next step in the graffiti is going to be to rasterize your layers, arrange them in the order you want, and they need to fit together to create either some sort of puzzle and or right next to each other in some form of overlap. So work together to get your letters big, fill the whole page, and have some form of puzzle, fitting, or overlap.